What's up? How y'all doing out there? How you doing out there? Shout out to Black Star. I got you. Got you, bro.
Tall Ben, what up, baby? Team Lonely Child. Salute. Salute, champion DMV, huh? Okay. I like that.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today, man? Welcome to Team Lonely Child Boxing, keeping it real boxing, everything boxing.
You are now tuned into the Team Lonely Child Boxing Podcast. Better watch out, better watch out, better watch out, better watch out. Confession moment.
All right, how y'all doing today, man? Talk to me. Anything y'all got to say, drop it in the comment section so I can shout you out and we can discuss whatever's going on. But for starters, we're going to pick up pretty much where we started last week, man. Man. The boxing community is split kind of down the middle on this Boo Andrade Canelo Alvarez situation, man. A lot of people saying he don't deserve the shot. A lot of people saying he still deserves a shot. It's a lot going on behind the scenes with that. And we're gonna get to Caleb Plant in a second and his comments and all that. But first, let's bust something down real quick for everybody to understand. For those that saying, well, he ain't done nothing in a long period of time and he hasn't earned the shot at Canelo and all that, to somewhat I understand what you're saying. But for some of us that know the whole story, the entire story, everything that went on between the two, you kind of gotta understand what we're saying when people still say Boo Boo still deserves a shot. Because here's the thing, here's the true story. They both started at 154 pounds. They both was at 154. Boo Andrade was a champion first. And when Boo Boo was the champion and it was time for the Canelo to challenge for his belt, they said belts wasn't that important. It wasn't that big a deal. So they didn't challenge. Canelo didn't fight Boo Boo for his belt. Then Boo Boo got in his contract situation with Rock Nation or whoever he was dealing with and ended up losing his ended up having to getting his title stripped for inactivity. And then that same vacant belt is the vacant belt that Canelo eventually won at 154. Then Boo Andrade came back to be his mandatory at 154. And then, as we all know, that fight didn't happen. Canelo moved on to 160. So when they get to 160, he had all the belts after he beat Triple G. There was only one belt left. That was the belt that Boo Andrade had. So then it came down to he had either fight Boo Andrade to be the undisputed champion at 160, or he could fight Jamel Charlo, who then Jamal Charlo, who was then his mandatory. And in both of these cases, neither one of these fights happened because he then went on to go to 168 to fight Felding, and then he went up to 175 to fight Kovalev, and then he came back down to 168, and this is the situation we have now. Now, to all those that say yes, he went up to 175 and he fought a champion in Kovalev. I'm not even going to get into the status of Kovalev at that stage of his career and all that. We're not even going to get into that. But, and then he also fought Billy Joe Sanders and he also fought Callum Smith. Both of them was champion at 168. We understand that. But for those out there that still say, okay, he had two different opportunities in two different weight classes to fight Boo Andrade. So the reason why for Boo Andrade that burned in him, that why he popped up at the press conference and had to say what he said, is the fact that he feels he's been burned for this opportunity on multiple times in multiple weight classes. And now we're saying in order for him to get a shot at the man again, he needs to go to yet another weight class just to fight this guy. Now, at this point, you're right, Troy. At this point, he does need to fight. Him and Charlo do need to fight each other because kind of it's just the way the feel of everything with the media and everything that's involved. It doesn't seem like they're going to get any traction any other way. So in order to make something happen, they're going to have to fight each other. They're going to have to fight Caleb Plant. They got to fight Benavidez. They're going to have to do something to generate the public interest for the fight now, because now the public it's not the boxing community, fighters, trainers, and those that of us that's diehard fans, we're behind Boo Boo, but the casual fans and the fans they're not buying it. You know what I'm saying? He's been looking mediocre his last fight, but like I was saying in the chat with a lot of people in the group. The thing about that is though, is that a product of him not trying to put on too good of a performance because he don't want to scare them off? You know what I mean? Is that a product that he's not trying to here's the thing. If he looked too good with the people that they say ducking him, are they going to queue up to fight him? That's the question. I mean, he's in a real awkward situation. But I must agree, his last fight, I said it on here. Yes, he looked real shaky. I was definitely not impressed with his last performance, and it did leave a lot to be desired. But at the same time, is he fighting down to make to make himself look more normalized? Because listen, here's the thing about the guy. He's an Olympic gold medalist. I mean, not a gold. I mean, he's a U.S. Olympian. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all, for the gold medalist part, but he's a U.S. Olympian. Out of this whole entire group at 154, out of the Charlo brothers, out of Canelo, out of all of them, he was the first to become a world champion. Many people looked at him as he was supposed to be the next hotness back at that time. But for some odd reason, he never got his shot at those guys. Now we're gonna get to the Jamel Charlo thing in a minute, but at that time, he just kind of got passed over and passed by and all that. So I'm just saying for those that's so hard on the guy, like, oh my God, no. If you was a fighter and there was a guy out there who just leapfrogged you several times, he kept leapfrogging you. He get to go any way he want to go, fight whoever he want to fight, whenever he want to fight him, however he want to fight him, and he's getting all this, and you feeling your heart of heart, hey man, I got what it takes to beat this guy. I see where he's coming from. At the same time, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. There's something about that guy that either De La Hoya and his team or his trainer or somebody that don't want him in the ring with this guy. It's something about him. And everybody will say, well, he looked mediocre. Some people say he looked mediocre. He's not that special. He's boring. Is that it? All of that could be true. But a fighter knows another fighter. A fighter can look at another fighter and see that it's something about that fighter. You know what I mean? This is what we love. This is what we used to do on the barbershop. See, when you get in the lab, it's something about every fighter. It's something that, every fighter is not great at everything. He could do that one thing that Canelo can't stand. He could do that one thing that Canelo can't adjust to, whatever that one thing may be. And they may see it and say, you know what? He's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? He's not worth it. People did the same thing. Listen, I remember holding this same exact conversation. He's boring. He don't do this. He don't. I remember holding this same conversation about Andre Ward. a couple years back. I remember going through this with people saying the same thing about Andre Ward. He's boring. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. But when they got in the ring with him, they couldn't do nothing with him. See what I'm saying? So that's the thing. That's the thing. Until somebody beat him, he has the right to talk. You know what I mean? But at this point in time right now, let's go ahead and put all things to bed. Charlo, Boo Boo, get it on. Get it on. Because Triple G's not going to fight either one of you. You know, Triple G's not going to fight either one of you. It don't look like neither one of y'all is even in a ballpark of the Canelo fight anytime soon. So go ahead. Jamal Charlo, Boo Andrade, let's go ahead, lock it up. Y'all either got to fight each other or y'all got to find a way to get Caleb Plant in the ring with one of y'all, or either Benavidez in the ring with one of y'all, or even Berlanga. But y'all can't just sit around and keep fighting, you know. Ward was a beast. They should do a tournament like the Super Six again. Listen, every weight class needs a Super Six. We all sitting around here hoping and praying that they do a Super Six. The 135, whatever's left of the 135 division, they need to do a Super Six. 168, 160, all of these, definitely 147. We need a Super Six all through boxing. We definitely need a Super Six through all these boxing weight classes right now, because like right now it's getting really, 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 really out of hand, man. It's really getting out of hand. But at the same time, because let's just speak of Caleb Plant. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and I'm a Caleb Plant fan. I believe in him and all that, but it sounds like to me he needs another fight before he takes this Canelo fight. It just seems like to me. Whether he mans up and just say, "Oh, I'm gonna just go ahead and take this fight right now." You know, I don't know, but it looks like from listening to his interviews and listening to how he's talking, I'm just looking at the fighter per se. It sounds like to me Caleb Plant needs another fight before he fights Canelo. He needs to fight. He needs an in-between fight before he gets it on with Canelo. Even though Canelo said he wants his fight in September, Caleb Plant may not be ready for that fight in September. So we may have to give Caleb Plant a fight in between, which that's an opportunity for Boo Boo or Charlo to swoop in and try to upset the apple cart, or maybe he need to fight Benavidez and the winner get Canelo. But it don't seem like he's ready right now. Not mentally. It don't seem like, just listening to him talk, you just don't sound like a fighter that's confident and ready to go fight a unification bout with the best fighter in the world. That's just my opinion. But I mean, and it just don't seem like he's just not sounding like somebody who's ready to go. And, you know, I hope I'm wrong. And I hope he goes out there and put on a great performance. I hope it's a great fight and may the best man win. But just looking at him and listening to him, he does not sound like somebody that's ready for the big show. Because, like you said, when you get to this fight, it's not just being able to know how to fight and box. You got to be ready for them bright lights. The stars out. You know, you're getting a different viewership. You're getting in front of a different group of fans. You got to be ready. And right now, it just don't seem like Caleb Plant is ready for that fight. That's just my opinion. And I mean, to be honest, and this is a question I got for the viewers right now. In your mind or mine, is Caleb Plant ready right now? Do you think Caleb Plant is ready right now, or do you rather see a more seasoned fighter like a Charlo or Boo Boo in the ring with Canelo until Caleb Plant get ready? Is Caleb Plant the right man to be in the ring with Canelo Alvarez in September? Right now, by just listening to him talk, I say no. I'd rather see him fight Benavidez or fight one of these other guys, and then the winner get Canelo, because that way we get a real good fight. We get somebody that's got the confidence and the mental to go out there and fight that type of fight. Because right now it don't seem like it is, like he is. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of that, Charlo sent a nice little letter to Triple G saying he's willing to take whatever price they give him. He'll take B-side money. He'll do whatever he got to do to get Triple G in the ring. We'll see how that plays out. In other news, Canelo beats Plant easy. I'd rather see him fight Charlo. Could be. You know what I mean? But like I said, just listening to Plant talk in those interviews, because he did one with Fight Hype. He did another. Just listen to him in them interviews. He don't seem like he just like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, when you see a fighter getting ready for a major fight like that, I want to look, man, listen, man, this is what I'm gonna do, this how I'm gonna do it, how we want. He's not talking like that. He's stuttering, no disrespect to him, but he just don't seem like he's confident in himself, you know, just in his talk. Now he could be just playing it off to make everybody think he ain't ready. Maybe that's it. But right now, I'd rather see him take a tune up just to be safe, unless, like I said, maybe he shocks us all. You know what I mean? In other news, Tyson Fury took to Twitter yesterday to say that him and Anthony Joshua set to fight in Saudi Arabia this August. And the fight is signed, sealed, delivered. He did a live and said they're ready to go. Everything signed, sealed, delivered. He's just ready to go and go bash Joshua. So let's just hope this news is straight. The difference this time, because this is the first time either fighters mentioned it being a done deal. You know, even though there are stories out there that Bob Arum says is not 100% official yet. So, but this the first time Fury said he signed the dotted line, the fight ready to go, this, that, and the third. My prediction in this fight is this, man, and unless something different happens. Now, the mechanics of this fight is much different than any fight that either one of them have ever had. Neither one of them has fought anything like the other. So that's the good thing. But the thing that I'm definitely scared of is for Joshua, he is chinny. You know what I mean? He can be hurt and he has been knocked out. He's been dropped multiple times. So I'm not quite sure, let's see if it was something in the gloves. Because I'm pretty sure that this time around they're going to thoroughly make sure his gloves is 100% straight. Talking about Fury, that is, and if Fury does got the power to hurt Anthony Joshua, then he may too get Joshua out of there too. You know what I mean? He may just get Joshua out of there too. But if there was some truth to these tampering of the gloves and his punching power ain't that good, it could get interesting. You know what I mean? Because I do think that because Joshua doesn't throw the long punches that Wilder throws, his ability to may be able to get inside, he may be able to catch Fury with a hook or something like that. You know what I mean? Because, Fury's going to be doing a lot of moving around and bouncing around, but maybe Joshua's shorter punches could maybe be able to connect and maybe able to buzz him and all that. I don't think he can beat him on the card. I don't think he can outbox Fury. I definitely think he has to knock him out, which, with that being said, being that he need a knockout, being that he is chinny, I got to go with Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? Let me know what y'all think in the comments, but me, I got to go with Tyson Fury. I got to go with Tyson Fury till something otherwise, come to fruition. You know what I mean? I got to go with Fury. Now, our next topic. Floyd Money Mayweather has been, he's been he's just been just as popular as ever. Like before I come on here, I go to Twitter, I go to Instagram, I go to YouTube, and all up and down, all three of them, you just see people everybody, you name it, they're all taking their shots at Floyd. He's ruining boxing. This is this disgrace. This is a clown show. He's only trying to help the white fighters out. He don't want to help black fighters out. Him and Al are not, good for black fighters. And you name it, they just going. Listen, y'all. He's a retired fighter. He don't owe the sport of boxing anything. It's an exhibition. He can do whatever he wants to. If he decides that he don't want to sit around the house and he want to do other things with his time, and that itch is still there, but he don't want to fight a real fight, and he just want to do an exhibition and make some money, let him. I don't see what the problem is. It's just because it's Floyd Mayweather, it's a problem. Because y'all know he's gonna make a boatload of money, it's a problem. And some of these things, some of these accusations that y'all making, come on. I challenge all y'all all others got podcasts, they got YouTube shows, they got, back followers and all that. Before you say certain things, please do your research. Please do your homework. You know what I mean? Because some of the things that y'all putting out there is just your personal opinion and your personal feelings. But when you put stuff out there, you need to have facts behind it, especially when you labeling people, coons and stuff like that. You have to really do your homework before you do that, man. Because if y'all know anything about the guy, him and Al, they've done so much for black fighters. It's a shame. Now, which a lot of these fighters out here need to take heed to something though. Here's something that y'all need to do. Pay attention to what they're doing. See what Floyd Mayweather did, what Deontay Wilder did, what a lot of these fighters did with some of these fighters that got the following like they did. It's what a lot of these young fighters don't want to do. It takes more than just sitting on your Twitter going back and forth with another fighter. It takes more than you just talking trash here and there. You got to create a character. You got to create, like Floyd created Pretty Boy Floyd. Then he created Money Mayweather. Deontay Wilder created the Bronze Bomber. A lot of you fighters out there need PR reps. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at Floyd. Don't get mad at Logan Paul. Don't get mad at Jake Paul. Don't get mad at all these people who took the time out, who build up their persona to make people come see them and get a following. And now they're cashing in. You got to do more than just fight good and then talk trash here and there on Twitter. You got to get out there and make your name known to other people outside of the general boxing fans, because those not the ones buying the tickets. You know what I mean? The casual fans is where the fluff come in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So for somebody to sit there and say, oh, they coon and they this, that, and the third. Nah. What he did, what they're doing is this. What Floyd Mayweather and Al and all of them are doing is this, man. They took the time out. They waited for the seed to get planted. Don't blame Triller either. Because if I'm a betting man, I know for sure, I guarantee you, the same idea that they tried with these other guys, they went to a few of the black fighters and said, hey, man, I want to try this out. They was like, well, nah, man, I'm doing my thing over here. I ain't really trying to see that right now, but thanks for hollering. And now that it's hot, now that they see Bama's getting 20 million, now they seeing people getting that bag, now you a sellout. Now you ain't hot. No, I gave you the opportunity to get on the wave. You didn't want to get on the wave. That's what we do. You know what I mean? So to label them dudes coons and sellouts and all that because they putting together exhibition fight is you're going a little too far. Now, there's some things where he wrong at, where he could have did more to try to get, some black fighters on that platform, but that's not his fault, nor is that his responsibility. You know what I mean? So we need to be careful when we do that, man, when we keep throwing stuff out there with people like that. Like I said, man, a lot of these fighters need PR reps, man. It's real. You know what I'm saying? He put himself out there to make the people hate him. You know what I mean? When he became Money Mayweather, he did all these things to make people, so people, no matter whether they wanted to see him win or lose, they paid for the fight. The same thing Deontay Wilder did. Because for those that don't know, Deontay Wilder cashed in. Deontay Wilder cashed in. Deontay Wilder has made a nice bag in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Them fights that he covered in these last 3 or 4 fights, he made over $70 million. And we don't even know what he made for pay-per-view buys. So Deontay Wilder even the one that everybody said it was the that couldn't fight, the one that everybody said had the least amount of skills. He used that Bronze Bomber, bomb squad stuff, and he cashed in. Another thing about this when we talk about things like this, man. Listen, what Al Heyman taught these boys all over there, each and every one of them down the line, he taught them how to be their own businessmen. So all of them outside of boxing are making money when they're not fighting because of the things that Al taught them. So before you call people coons and you say these things, man, do your research. You know what I'm saying? Do your research. Stop just putting stuff out there that because you're upset because you don't like the guy that's doing it. We've seen all kinds of stuff, man. Another former fighter came out and said, well, he's mad because Floyd ducked him years ago and this, that, and the third. And then people like, oh, Floyd started for getting a payday. For one, the fighter that's talking was talking when Floyd was at 135. So you're not even talking about Money Mayweather. You're talking about Pretty Boy Floyd. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy Floyd wasn't making money like that. So even if he fought Floyd back then, wasn't no guarantee you would be what Floyd is today. You know what I mean? We just got to do better, man. We got to do better because, listen, let me say this right now on this platform right here now. The biggest problem that I got, and this is what a lot of us got, each and every time one of us, talk about us from our own culture, we got to deal with 3 types of people when anything we do, whether sports, business, whatever. We got 3 types of people we got to deal with. We got to deal with the racists, we got to deal with the coons, and then we got to deal with the crabs in the barrel. The crabs in the barrel, the ones that's mad because you on and they not. And them the ones that's doing all the chirping right now. Y'all need to chill, man. For real, man. Stop hating on the next man because he did what he can, man. Get on your grind and get it done, man. That's just me. And that's all that. And I hope I ain't got to talk about this no more. You know what I mean? Because, it just had to be said, man. The crabs in the barrel, y'all got to chill, man. That man legacy is secure. That man been in the sport for 18 years. If he want to make a bag fighting Jake Paul, Logan Paul, a school teacher, a sumo wrestler, let him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let him. Speaking of Deontay Wilder, man. A funny story, man. Deontay Wilder's new trainer, Malik Scott, fought Deontay Wilder years ago and got knocked out in the first round. So I've never seen. He must have had a heck of a sales speech, man. I don't know what kind of sales speech you got. Even though when you look at the videos, the dude look like Malik is showing Deontay some new stuff, and he got Deontay looking good. It just I kept saying, why does that name Malik Scott ring a bell to me? And then I was looking through some clips the other day. I was like, holy smoke, this is the same guy Deontay Wilder knocked out in the first round. I ain't never seen that. He must have had a heck. You know what, man? I know you knocked me out years ago, but look, man, there's some things I can show you in that ring. Don't know what that. I don't know how that conversation began. I don't know what made him do it or how he did it. But yeah, man, Malik Scott got knocked out by Deontay Wilder in the first round. Now that's the fight that if you go back and you go to YouTube, that's the fight when everybody said they think he faked the knockout. They said he just was scared to fight Deontay, wasn't trying to take the hit. So when he went down, he just stayed down. He wasn't really that hurt. That's that fight. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was kind of comical, man. That he gets knocked out by a guy. He knocks a guy out in the first round, and that guy is now his trainer, and he's But I ain't gonna lie, he does got Deontay Wilder looking good. I mean, some of the footage, still some things that I want to see him work on. That I think he might need to get somebody else in there. But and all in all, he do got him looking a lot better. Got him looking like Shaba. But I just thought it was weird though for those that didn't hear me. Deontay Wilder's new trainer, he knocked him out. Deontay Wilder knocked his trainer out years ago in the first round, but he do got Deontay Wilder looking good, sharp, a lot crisper, and all that. You know what I'm saying? And coming up this weekend, y'all, boxing fans, we got a dandy, Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor for the undisputed 140-pound championship. That should be a dandy. Both of them coming. Both of them come to bring it. Both of them bang. Both of them can box a little bit. Both of them hit hard. Should be a nice fight. Should be a nice fight. So if you haven't watched the fight in a while or you want to see a fight, that's a dandy. Ramirez versus Taylor should be everything we signed up for. They don't know how to fight no other way. You know what I mean? Either one of them, even if they try to box, once they get hit hard, they're going to start fighting. So you're going to get your money's worth for that one, man. Sign in, tap in, get your money's worth, get your popcorn, get whatever your fix is. Because, ooh, you like Josh? I mean, I don't think you could go wrong either way. I don't know who I like in that fight. I really don't. You can't go wrong either way. Because like I said, both of them strong. Both of them hit hard. Josh showed me a lot, though. I can understand why you say Josh. Because Josh done showed me a lot in his fight with, when he fought Regis. You know what I mean? I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? And he took everything Regis could dish at him. He took everything Regis threw. You know what I'm saying? He made Regis, he banged with him. And then you could tell he started to bend Regis' will. You know what I mean? To the point that I don't even know if I see Regis, somebody going to get stopped though. They might though. I want to see one of them get stopped though. Honestly, I want to see one of them get stopped though. I wouldn't mind seeing one of them get stopped because both of them, I don't know, man. I don't know which one I like or dislike the most, but I just know this is a good fight. This is the first time. This is one of the few times that you look at a fight. You know what, man? You can't go wrong with whoever you pick, and it really, literally could go either way. This is literally a 50-50 fight to me. This is a good fight, man. So Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez, yeah, chime in on that one, man. This weekend, definitely chime in and check that joint out. That joint is definitely worth checking out, man. You know what I'm saying? And other news, where am I at with this thing right here? Oh, I like what I saw this weekend when Brandon Figueroa won his fight. Stephen Fulton stepped in the ring right then and there. It's no secret. He was fighting the winner in September. That fight already locked up, ready to go. Two young, strong champions, fighting in another unification bout, man. That's what we need, man. That's what we need. All we need is for 135 and 147 to do the same thing. And we hot. We hot. It'll be lit. You know what I'm saying? It'd be lit. It would be lit out here, man. And me personally, I'm waiting for everything to open up, man, so we can start covering fights again. Start giving y'all Fig look good. Yeah, he did. He did, man. They said the winner could fight Crawford. Oh, you talking about the winner? You talking about the winner of Ramirez and the Ramirez and Josh Taylor fight. Well, here's the thing about that. We don't know what Bud doing at this point because it does look very much like the Sean Porter fight is not going to happen, and not sure if they're going to activate the mandatory fight that he got with uh Vic, Virgil Ortiz. We're not sure if they're going to make that fight happen because it definitely looked like the Sean Porter fight just flew the coop. Any other, or any fight with anybody with PBC right now, it looked like all those fights had flew the coop. Now, also in that news, Earl Spence did double down this weekend and said, listen, after he fights in July, which is more likely going to be against Ugas, after he fights in July, he said he don't want nobody else but Bud. He said, the second that fight is over, his sights is strictly on Bud. He wants to get that fight out of the way, and then everything is Bud, no matter what happens. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Let's just hope they stay true to what they say because I want that fight to happen before these other youngins get in the way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see one of them get knocked off by one of these youngsters, and then we'll never know what that fight would really look like. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I was always banking on at the end of this year or the early next year that Bud Spence fight will happen. I've been banking on that. I stand on that. I stand firm on that fight will happen either at the end of this year or the beginning of the next year. And I'm standing on that. You know what I'm saying? I've been standing on that for that, and I'm going to stick with that. But now we just got to get Bud to get a fight so he can get out of this top-ranked contract. Fight somebody. I don't care who he fights. Just fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because the Pacquiao fight is not going to happen. I don't know why the Porter fight is not happening, but fight somebody. Just come back, fight somebody. I don't care. Fight a garbage man. You've been out of the ring for a while. Fight another, fight a fight that we don't even care. Just fight. Just fight a fight, get out the contract, then let's get this Spence fight going on. Who you like it, Bud Spence for 2022? I'm gonna be honest. When we first saw that fight, I think all of us was under the impression that Spence was gonna be the one trying to like press the issue and Bud would be the one boxing. But as you look at them, like I keep saying, as you look at them, Spence looks like to be the better boxer of the two. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. Bud could very well come in that night and pull a Sugar Ray Leonard and go to a level that nobody can expect. Because, with them two, I think both of them are great fighters. They could go other way. But right now, my pick is Spence. Like I told, we was debating this the other day at the shop. Listen, I don't got anybody beating Earl Spence at 147. I stand by that. That include Boots. That include Ortiz. That include them all. I don't got nobody beating Earl at 147. And I stand by that. I get it. I like Boots a lot. I think Boots is special. He the new hotness, shiny new car. But did I see anything that night that made me go, ooh, there's nothing Spence can do with him? No. You know what I mean? I don't see that. Because see, everybody was like, oh man, you see him do this? Yeah, I see him do that. But you got to understand, there are two people in the ring. Spence just looks sharper. What up, boy? What up, champ? What's up with you? Spence just looks sharper. You think he looks sharper, bro? I just think that I like Boots. Don't get me wrong. I like Boots. That's why I don't want him to fight Bud or Spence right now. I want him to jump in there with a Sean or maybe now if he get in the ring with Sean or he get in the ring with Keith and he beat one of them up really, really bad or stop one of them, it sends shockwaves through the division. And then we definitely got a major fight coming up with him, Bud, or him and Spence. But I just want him to get one of them out the way before he goes straight to a Spence, before he goes straight to a Bud, because Bud has been on the big stage longer. Just the same thing I'm saying about Canelo. If you being a champion is great, but if you ain't never been in the big fight, the big night, lights, cameras, everything going on right there, your first time in there could be different. It could take you a while to get those cobwebs. It could get those butterflies out your stomach, or you could get starstruck. You know what I mean? You could just get caught up in the lights. You know what I mean? Because when the big fight comes, everybody comes. The stars come out. You know what I mean? All the people that you look at on TV that you wish you could meet, they in the crowd. They there. It's all there. Everywhere you go, you got all the bells and whistles. It's not a regular title fight. It's different when you're in the big fight. So let these youngins get another fight underneath their belt before they get put out there with the bells and whistles. You know what I'm saying? Because Spence been there before. Bud been there before. But like I said, I got Bud and Spence getting it on at the end of this year, next year. And like I said, I don't got anybody beating Spence at 147. I stand by that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But we got to see what's next for Sean, what's next for Keith, what's next for Boots. That's why I want to see Keith Thurman, Boots in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, I just thought about something about the Ramirez Taylor fight. Tank said he wants the winner of that fight. Tank said he wants the winner of Ramirez and Taylor, which I don't quite get. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a good fight, big major fight, but I just couldn't see Floyd jumping that fast. You know what I mean? Going from Mario Barrios and the people that he's fought to one of them, because that's a whole different can of wax. You know what I'm saying? And we will have to see the best of Tank that night, because neither one of them, Ramirez or Taylor, is no easy night. And I'm not saying Tank need all easy fights, but Tank he gonna need the boogie. He gonna need the boogie if he get in there with Ramirez or Taylor. He gonna need the boogie, man. Maybe I don't know, man. I'd rather see him go ahead and go through what he got to go through at 135 before he tackle or even try those guys at 140. I want to see these guys. And speaking of that, there's rumors out there that Rolly is supposed to be fighting or trying to fight Ryan Garcia. They supposed to be in talks, possibly happening. Don't know, man. I mean, this Ryan Garcia thing is just all over the place. I just want to see the kid get in the ring with anybody right now. You know what I mean? Like, he's completely rerouted the 135-pound division. You know what I mean? Because he went from supposed to fight Devin Haney to supposed to fight Jose Linares to supposed to fight Javier Fortuna to supposed to fight Tank to Pacquiao to now Rolly. Fight somebody. Get off vacation, come fight somebody, man. It'd be good to see him in the ring. I think the kid is, I mean, I like all the kids, man. I like all of the 135-pounders. I like all those guys. I think all of them are stars. I think all of them can, if they get them in the ring together, they can make things happen. You know what I mean? So, and they need each other, because without each other, the fight's just not the same. Like right now, they looking for somebody to help boost the Teofimo Lopez fight card, because the Holyfield fight that was supposed to, buffer it to bring everybody in is not going to happen. So, they keep moving his date back and all that. Right now, even Floyd took his date. You know what I mean? So he didn't take it like on some disrespectful type stuff, but they got the date that the weekend that's supposed to have been set for Teofimo is now Floyd's weekend. So, let's just hope that they get that fight card together. And then after that, he moves on to Devin Haney, one of the youngsters. Let's get it. We should see plenty of smoke, man. Well, fellas, man, appreciate y'all tapping in with me. Appreciate everybody chiming in, man. As always, man, we'll be back next Monday, 3 p.m. Sharp. Everything boxing. And we might do another one, through the course of this week. All depends on how everything play out. But definitely, thank you for chiming in, man. Catch you on the next one. Team Lonely Child Boxing. 1.